I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me. No, we're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all. We should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back. Starting from scratch, I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not, because I still believe you're my gravity. You will never be what I expected. Different frequencies, that's why we ain't connected. You know I will make it through, I got nothing to lose but you. It's true you're so far away, and it's true I can feel the same. It's another day, you know you want me to stay, but I go my way. I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not, because I still believe you're my gravity. You're my gravity. You're calling out my name, but the echo numbs your pain. Sorry, but more than just a shadow, I'm more than just a man. You don't care how I feel, you don't know how I feel. No, you don't know how. I wash away the sorrow till my heart can beat again. You're my gravity. No, you're my gravity. I will let you go. The only thing that I know, you were my gravity, but now I had to leave. I will let you go. Why do you think that I want? Why do you think that I want? I know how to breathe into my gravity. 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 I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me. No, we're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all. We should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back. Starting from scratch, I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not.
Warning. The Duracell Cup Series data file you have attempted to access is out of date. Uploading current file now.
It's a brand new car from stem to stern, and it's never been raced at these speeds.
The next gen car is opportunity.
Everything is different with the exception of like the seat, the steering wheel, and your helmet.
Unknown creates excitement.
Talking about my generation.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to Michigan International Speedway as it's playing host to Championship Weekend here for the 8th season of the NCRA Duracell Next Gen Cup Series, as well as the Light Series, who we saw yesterday afternoon run their qualifying session. We're now running the qualifying session for tomorrow afternoon's Cup Series finale here from Michigan. And we kick things off with our first round of qualifying, our go home drivers. 6 drivers have shown up here going for those 2 coveted spots. Our usual 4 drivers that we see here just about every single weekend, along with 2 other drivers here. The 43 All-Star car out of Bishop Family Racing being piloted this weekend by Mike Tellier, who just last week at Rockingham picked up his first win of his Light Series career. And then Jordan Lopez in the All-Star car out of Blue Oval Automotive, looking to qualify this weekend, a 2-time winner here in the Cup Series at Michigan. Looks like Kyle Langland's going to be the first one down and away here in the Icebreakers Dark Horse Mustang. You got to think that Daniel Voiles, teammate, will be keeping an eye on the 93 and the 7, what kind of speed they've got here, as he's going to be obviously out in round number 2 and is one of the 4 drivers battling for the championship. So it'd be a good sign for him if these World NOS Racing Dark Horse Mustangs here in the non-charter qualifying session shows some pretty good speed. Even just single car speed, let alone maybe be able to catch a whiff of draft and put down one of those flyer lap times. Mentioned Jordan Lopez, a 2-time Michigan winner, won the very first 2 races here, Season 1, Season 2, and it was interesting when I was looking back through the stats of the former winners at this 2-mile speedway. Michigan only took on the role of being the season finale in Season 6. Seasons 1 through 5, it had obviously an important role since it was on the schedule, but much lesser in implication in terms of, the champion. It held the 8th and 9th, depending on the season, slot on the race schedule. And that would have been just a couple of weeks before All-Star Race weekend. So it was really interesting to consider the fact that the evolution of the schedule has upgraded the status of Michigan from what it used to be in the first 5 seasons to what it now has been here in these last 3 seasons. And there's the teammates. They found each other. Hiccup Bush in the 7. Right there with the 93 of Kyle Langland. So this is the opportunity for them to be able to put down some draft laps and maybe gap everybody else to clinch those 2 spots in tomorrow afternoon's Cup Series race. Which, also consider this as well. This is a speedway, but a lot of the fundamentals of super speedway, the draft on the straightaways, using up more fuel if you're out in clean air than being in somebody's wake. All of those aspects do come into play at a track like Michigan. And, Daniel Voiles tomorrow, he's battling for a championship to have not 1 but 2 teammates in the field with him, that could be huge. Let's see if anybody else has been able to find a drafting partner. Not the case for Mike Tellier. Autumn Brooks is second on the board right now, but she just dropped to third. I'm pretty sure Hiccup Bush just leapfrogged her. Bryce Egan, no drafting help either for him. And there is Jordan Lopez, former champion of the series as well. Right now, fifth fastest. Yep, there's your two fastest right now with the benefit of draft. Worked it out to perfection as to what they needed to do to be able to qualify into tomorrow afternoon's race. If there's no change here, Langland would be in line to make his 10th start of his Cup Series career. Hiccup Bush would be looking to make his 5th. And he might go top of the board here, having run in the wake of the 93 most of that lap. Nope, he improves to a 40.406, but Langland's 30.388 or 40.388 is still top of the board. And with zeros already on the clock, they spent a lot of time sitting there on pit road. Of these 5 minutes they were allotted, I think that's going to do it. I think it's going to be both these World NOS Racing Fords that are going to make it in. And these drivers here, a lot of them with some good lap times here. Brooks in the 40.5, Tellier in the 40.6. Great single car speed, but they didn't have the benefit of draft, so it's all going to be for naught. It's like Brooks, Lopez, Tellier, and Egan are going to be the DNQ drivers here this weekend at Michigan. We will see Tellier and Brooks later on this afternoon in the Light Series finale, as Autumn will be looking for her second win of the season. Tellier will be looking for his second, looking for back-to-back to close out the year. But the teamwork here for World NOS Racing and getting that two-car tandem in the early going of this qualifying session is going to put Langland and Hiccup Bush in the field here for tomorrow afternoon's Cup Series finale. Langland top of the board and Hiccup Bush just behind him in second. Session concluded. It was pretty easy to tell who was going to be transferring, who was not, since only two drivers were able to get the benefit of draft. It'll be Langland and Bush. So that'll be 3 World NOS Racing cars in the field here tomorrow. Daniel Voiles, championship hopeful, can be very happy about that. And we'll see all 3 of those drivers along with the other 39 drivers that are chartered machines here in just a moment. Get back onto the racetrack and see who's going to start tomorrow's season finale from the pole position. So Brooks, Tellier, Egan, and Lopez will not be participating here in the Cup Series finale tomorrow afternoon. Langland and Bush move on. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back for round number 2 of pole day qualifying here from Michigan for the Cup Series in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast on NNSCRA TV. If you enjoyed your watching, it would help us out a lot if you'd hit that like button. Also, if you're not already, be sure to subscribe to become a part of the NNSCRA crew today. And if you're on your phone, be sure to click that bell to be notified whenever we have a broadcast here on NNSCRA TV. Once again, we thank you for your support, and we hope you continue to enjoy today's broadcast. And welcome back to Michigan as we now get ready for the second round of qualifying. 10 minutes have already begun to tick away as drivers file out here onto pit road and will be making their way out onto the racing surface very, very shortly. Well, we talked about this in the Light Series qualifying session yesterday. We'll talk about it here on the Cup Series side. The goal is clear for the 4 championship hopefuls here tomorrow, and that is simply finish ahead of your other 3 competitors to take this title. We're guaranteed a brand new champion. All 4 of these drivers have never made their way into the Final 4 to compete for a championship, let alone won the championship itself. And only one can get that trophy. We'll be highlighting those 4 drivers here during the course of this qualifying session, keeping an eye on where exactly they're at in relation to the others for the starting lineup tomorrow afternoon. But For those 4 drivers, that's their goal. For the other 38 drivers in the field, they want to just close out the season with a victory, whether it's the first of their career, first of the season, or being a multi-time winner, just add to their impressive resume here in Season 8. We're looking at Ryan Brommer, who was the first one off of pit road. Brommer got eliminated from the playoffs back in the round of 12, but a former winner on the season, two-time winner on the season, should say, as he ended up picking up the victory at one of the Crown Jewel races, the longest race of the season at Charlotte, just after the All-Star break, then followed it up as a non-playoff driver after being eliminated at the high banks of Daytona just a couple of weeks ago. As things stand right now, it is looking like Auto Junction Racing, this might be their final race in the Next Gen Cup Series as well. As Ryan Brommer, Summer Henson, Laura Chung, none of those drivers have indicated they are returning next season. So it may be the end of an era for a team that has run in the Cup Series ever since, I believe, Season 2. You'll see the results of the first round of qualifying lap times scrolling across your screen. They will then update once the ticker completes. It looks like a couple of our final 4 drivers just coming out on pit road. I just saw right there the 46 of Alexander Rowe, the 55 of Nick Gunther. We'll document them here in just a minute. RJ Bishop getting up to speed here. He's found his teammate out of Young Motorsports, 4-time winner Dustin Bolin. RJ Bishop last week had a solid outing at Rockingham that moved him into the Final 4, bringing it home in the 15th position. RJ started that race from dead last, well, not dead last, but the last row, and was able to work his way up through the field methodically, garnered enough points, had a great run the week before at Daytona, and was able to pretty handily point his way into the Final 4. One of 3 Dark Horse Mustangs in the hunt for the championship here this weekend. The other manufacturer, the Mazda of Nick Gunther. There's Jessica Shulton, who ended up winning this race and the championship 1 season ago. This season, entirely different circumstances, as she has really struggled here in Season 8. Coming into this one, 37th in points. 4 top 5, 7 top 10s in 35 races. It has not been a good season for the outgoing champ. There's Kyle Matthews. He's a former winner at this racetrack as well, back in Season 6. Matthews, another driver, has really struggled this season. 39th in points, 3 top 5, 7 top 10s in 39 starts. This is a wad of race cars right here. There's Jack Mitchell. We'll see him later on this afternoon, leading the Light Series field to green from the pole. His first pole in lights. Was eliminated from the playoffs last week at Rockingham. So just looking to close out the season with another trip to victory lane. 2-time winner on the season so far here on the Cup side. Casey Hoyton, the 24, last year's Rookie of the Year. Another driver that has struggled this season. Hoyt coming into this race 26th in points after he moved over to Northeast Motorsports. All right, let's find our playoff drivers. We already documented RJ Bishop. There's a driver that's got a lot of momentum coming into this week. Nick Gunther in the 55 car. Gunther is a former winner at Auto Club. That was, if I'm not mistaken, last season. Coming off back-to-back victories at Rockingham between Season 7 to this season. And was one of 2 drivers that won his way into the Final 4. Daniel Voiles, of course, being the other. Gunther trying to make history here tomorrow afternoon. Become the first Mazda driver to win a championship here in Duracell Next Gen Cup Series history. Ford has won championships already on the Cup side, including Jordan Lopez and the very first championship won by Chris Dollerton. Well, we saw both the World NOS Racing Non-charter drivers qualify their way in. Langland and Hiccup Bush. That speed is transferred over to their teammate. Daniel Voiles is top of the board right now in that Coke Zero Dark Horse Mustang. Daniel Voiles, first driver to lock himself into the playoffs after he took the checkered flag at Boston, the first race of the round of 8, securing himself a spot in this championship 4, and making the most of it right now as he got a little draft lap maybe there from Langland. Has him currently P1 at a 39.780, so things looking really good right now for Quentin. I'm sorry, correction, for Daniel. And there is the other of our final 4 drivers, and this was the luckiest driver in Rockingham. Alexander Rowe got the 4th and final transfer spot after finishing 33rd. The only reason that Alexander Rowe finished in that 4th final transfer position was because he had, I believe it was a 17-point buffer between himself and the cut line, and other drivers that he would have been around, Jack Mitchell, Destin Bolin, they struggled as well. That's the only reason that Alexander Rowe transferred. If any of those other drivers had managed to finish up inside of the top 10, Rowe would have been out. So he got very lucky. But a 33rd place finish is not exactly the type of momentum you want to bring into this race weekend either. So we'll have to see what Alexander Rowe is able to do here. Right now, 12th on the board. He just ran his fastest lap. Let's see if there's any improvement. If he can get a draft lap here, maybe get up into the top 10. Nope, no improvement right there for the Dunkin' Donuts Dark Horse Mustang. But he's still got about a little over a minute and a half. Might be able to get that one draft lap he needs to get himself up into the top 10 for tomorrow's starting lineup. You got 3 of our Championship 4 here in this pack. We already documented Voiles top of the board. Nick Gunther, the caboose on this train, right now 5th fastest. So currently, as things stand, 2 of our final 4 competitors are up inside of the top 5. Alexander Rowe sits in 12th, and then RJ Bishop is right now in 26th. I mentioned about the fact that Nick Gunther is a former winner at Auto Club, and that might put him in good stead in terms of preparation for this 2-mile speedway. Let's check. We did this yesterday in the Light Series qualify session. Let's check Auto Club, the results of Auto Club, and see of our final 4 competitors who did the best there. And as I quickly take a glance, it doesn't look like any of them fared all that well. Gunther finished the highest of these 4 in 17th. Alexander Rowe was 20th, RJ Bishop 21st, Daniel Voiles 22nd. They were all really within the same proximity of each other. They all finished mid-pack. So that might make things interesting here for tomorrow afternoon, as apparently really none of them have that good of a notebook based off of the previous 2-mile speedway this season. Tell you, a team that's bringing some good speed here as far as qualifying this weekend for Michigan, that's Northeast Motorsports. Both Austin LaPlante and Connor Breton finding themselves up inside of the top 3. Trying to find those drivers. There is Breton, 3rd fastest on the board at a 39.858. And his teammate LaPlante, who may be on pit road. Maybe not. There he is. Right now he is 2nd on the board. 39.835. So 2 of the Northeast Motorsports Chevrolets will start up on the podium, it would appear. LaPlante. Man, you talk about drivers that are just going to be coming into this race, bring home the steering wheel or the trophy mentality. LaPlante, Poteet, Matthews, Shelton, Batson, Sustre, Chung, Snyder, Fogler, Deaver, Turner. I think all those drivers are going to be of that mentality. Just end the season on a high note. Build some momentum for next season. Was there a wreck up here? It was Cole Deaver going around the back straightaway. Well, the session's concluded, so it didn't really much matter. It was just before the session concluded there for Deaver. But that's going to set our starting lineup for tomorrow afternoon's race. And Daniel Voiles, one of our championship 4, is going to be the one that captures the pole position. Voiles, this is going to be his second pole on the season as well. And he wants to finish right there, right where he's qualified, finish P1, take the championship for the first time in his career. He'll have Northeast Motorsports Chevrolets to his right and behind him with LaPlante and Breton. Another Chevrolet in Quentin Moore, going to be the outside of row number 2. And Nick Gunther will be the highest playoff contender behind Voiles as he will start 5th for tomorrow afternoon's race. Keith Batson, good qualifying effort in 6th. Kyler Sustre there, 7th. Eric Monaco. Let's double check here on that rookie points battle. Monaco 2 points in hand over Summer Henson, 6 points back to Eric Sadler, so I don't think there are enough rookies in the field for him to be able to make it a 3-driver fight. But Monaco looking to close out, 1 season removed from winning the Lights Championship, looking to be the Season 8 Rookie of the Year. Zachary Fitzwater going to start in 9th. And Nathan Ormond, who, by the way, we were talking about the final 4 drivers' performance at Auto Club. Ormond won the Auto Club race. So if you're looking for a favorite, Nathan Ormond could be that driver, as he would be searching for his 3rd win on the season. The rest of your playoff drivers, Alexander Rowe, he'll be 13th off the grid, so not a terrible qualifying effort for him. And RJ Bishop will start the furthest back of the final 4 competitors. 26th is where he will be for tomorrow afternoon's starting lineup. See all these drivers back here. Some big names starting rear of the field. Fogelman, Bolin, 4-time winner. Turner, Brommer, Matt McIntyre, Kyle Matthews, Dylan Poteet. These drivers will all be looking to work their way through the field here tomorrow. One goal in mind for them, win this race. Build some good momentum towards Season 9 for the Final 4. They'd love to win. That'd be a guarantee they've won the championship, but they just want to finish ahead of the other 3 to be able to claim the title. Well, cannot wait to see who's going to be the champions of the respective series. We find out the Light Series champion just a little bit here later this afternoon as they go green at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, we will see the Cup Series drivers take to the racetrack for one final time here in Season 8. Hope you guys enjoyed this qualifying session here from Michigan. If you did, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, part of the crew today. We have shown you starting the lineup for tomorrow afternoon's race. We'll see you later on this afternoon for the Light Series finale as we look ready to crown a champion for the very first time in the playoffs system on the Light Series side. Until then, I've been Seth Cole. Keep watching another broadcast courtesy of SRA TV, Offline Racing at its best.
The following has been a presentation of NNSCRA TV for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of the NNSCRA is prohibited. NNSCRA would like to thank all of our loyal fans, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.